Today, we are going to be building and working on and getting our first customers for an AI startup we've been working on for a while in Claude Code. We'll also be covering Claude Co-work, the brand new 24/7 AI agent from Claude as well. We'll be going through use cases on that. We got a lot on deck. You're going to learn a ton about Claude Code. You're going to learn a ton about Claude Co-work, the brand new tool from Claude. You're going to laugh. You're going to have fun. You're going to build things. Welcome to the live stream. Get in the chat, get in the replies, say hello to your fellow builders. This is the place for builders to hang out, learn things, meet new people, learn new skills. Let's go into it. Today, we will be working on Viber, which is our app store for vibe-coded apps. This is live right now. I will share the link out with everyone here so they can submit their apps, get them live on the App Store, and get their first customers to their app. We're going to be working on improving this. We also have a couple other apps you can work on, and we'll also go into Claude Co-work, the brand new co-working tool from Claude Code. Basically, your 24/7 AI employee. I've been playing around with that for the last 24 or so hours, and that is absolutely amazing. How is everyone doing? Good middle of the day from rainy Alabama. What's up, Modelier? Good to see you. Co-work is sick. I checked my entire file system on both my Macs in 25 minutes. You want to see what I did with Co-work this morning? I'm working on a banger video for Co-work, by the way. Banger video coming up. So make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for that. That's probably coming out first thing tomorrow morning. Here's what we did. We first had it organize my entire computer. So I had Claude Co-work go in and find all the images on my computer and put it into a new images folder and then organize that images folder. So if you see this here, look at this. It went in, it found all the images on my computer and then created this new images folder and organized all the images on my computer into the subfolders. So thumbnails, screenshots, AI generated photos, GIFs, logos, downloads from the web, duplicates, whole bunch. It did this in like literally 3 minutes. It did it in like literally 3 minutes. I said, hey, I have a bunch of images on my computer. Can you please organize them for me? And it did all this. How incredible is that? This Co-work, man, you guys need to be using Co-work. You need to be using Co-work. This is amazing. You want to see what else I did? It's done some amazing things. And I'll go through in the video I put out either later today or tomorrow morning exactly how I did all these things and share the prompts in that. I created a media kit for my newsletter. So I said, hey, here's my newsletter, alexfin.ai. Can you create an entire media kit for me that I can send to potential sponsors? And it in like 3 minutes. It's so fast. You want to see what it built in like 3 minutes? It built this entire media kit for me. So it went onto my website, it researched my newsletter, and it built me this entire media kit I can now send to sponsors. Ship it weekly. It has a description. I didn't tell it any of this. It just went in, researched my newsletter, everything I talk about. It got all the numbers about my newsletter. I don't know how it got all this. It got in, figured out who's in my audience. It created sponsorship options for me for my newsletter. It built this entire media kit presentation in like 4 minutes. And I didn't give it, I just said, hey, my website, my newsletter is alexfin.ai. Research and make a media kit for me. And it did all this. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? I have a whole bunch of other use cases I did with this. That's going to be in the video I put out probably first thing tomorrow. So subscribe, turn notifications. I also leave a like. Just leave a like right now. Everyone just leave a like. Let's get more people into this party. Everyone click the like button down below. How amazing is that? Is anyone else, before we get into Claude Code and building out the app and building out the startup and getting customers, real quick question for you guys. Has anyone been using Co-work? What have you been using it for? If you've been using it, let me know down below in the replies if you're watching the replay, or in the chat if you're watching it live. Let's see. I had it rename all of my top level and second level files using Kebab Case. Incredible. Also tested a prototype for a great markdown to PDF converter. You had Co-work build all that. Co-work is sick. I cleaned my entire file system on both my Macs in 25 minutes. I'm like actually blown away. And I'm seeing some people on Twitter saying it's like bugged and like it's not working for them. I didn't experience that. Every use case I threw at it, it did perfectly fine and like way faster than I expected to do. So it is amazing. It is amazing. What's up, Widget Flow? Should we work on, I think today we got two options of what we can work on today with Claude Code. We can either keep working on Viber, our vibe-coded app store, which is now live, and we can work on perfecting it and getting customers and all that. Or we can do something a little earlier stage, which is we can keep working on the 3D AI agent builder. So like kind of a 3D AI agent manager where you see all your agents walking around the 3D space. We can do that as well. So let's do this. Let's put it up to vote. Let's put it up to vote. Let's create a poll, start a poll. Vibe coded app store Viber or 3D AI agent manager. What are we building today? Start poll. Here we go. Boom. Vote in the poll. Poll's now live. A lot of things we can work on. A lot of things we've been working on in last sessions. Or I guess we could also play around with Co-work. We could also play around with Co-work too. Find new interesting use cases for that. I also had to rename all my top level. Oh, we went through that. Hey, Alex, have told you this already, but you introduced me to vibe coding 6 months ago. I launched my first SaaS yesterday. I'm already at $1,100 MRR. That's what I'm talking about. That's the best message I can get. That's the best message I can get is when people say, hey, you introduced me to vibe coding and now I'm making money. Listen, if you're watching this channel, you're watching these live streams, you're watching these videos and you're not taking action, you're a silly goose. You're a silly goose. If you're watching all this and you're not building something, you don't open up Claude Code while you watch my videos, you don't open up Claude Code while we live stream, and you don't build something, you're missing out. $1,100 a month. That's an extra $12,000 a year. What would you do with an extra that's $13,000 a year. What would you do with an extra $13,000 a year? What would you do if you had an extra $13,000 a year? Co-work is high, make it even higher on your to-do list. It's amazing. Do you recommend us building our own website? If so, with Claude Code or how to build and hosting? At the very least, you should make your own website, of course. At the absolute very least, you should be making your own website. Just for the fun of it, just as a fun side project. Just as a fun side project, you absolutely should. What up, Finn? What's up, Bo Sterling? How you doing, Bo? It builds prototypes that you can open directly in anti-gravity. Yeah, it writes code, it executes code. It is it's pretty amazing. It's the best of Claude Code and the best of Claude mushed together. Right? It can write and execute code just like Claude Code, but it can also build presentations, go on your computer, whole bunch of other things. Viber. Okay, we got Viber. What's the poll saying? The polls are always so close. We got 52% vibe coded app store. How do you know when the app is ready to go live? Every time I ask Claude Code for a code review, find some critical issues. Well, you definitely don't want to ship with critical issues. It depends what it means by critical issues. You don't want to ship with critical issues. But once all the critical issues are done, you just want to ship it and get testers, beta testers, right? Start getting feedback, get that feedback loop going. And you definitely want to, as you go, create content, tweet, create YouTube videos, whatever you're doing as well, so you can start attracting people to your brand. I like the 3D agent space because it feels so cool. Yeah, it seems like I see new tweets every day, people trying to build 3D agents. I think that might be a cool idea. There are a decent amount of bugs as of this weekend in Viber. Didn't have time to write them. Yeah, we have some bugs. We're going to have to do some bug fixing. We go the Viber route. Outreaties is open for beta testers. This great orchestration layer for Claude Code. Let ambitious realism crates know if you want to test Atreides. What are some must prompts for Claude and plugins? What are some must prompts? I don't know. That's such a broad question. That's like saying, what are some must eat foods in the world? It's like, I don't know. What are you into? What type of foods you into? What do you think about? Like, what meals are we talking about here, right? You can't just say, give me a prompt for Claude. You got to give me some more information here. Jet, don't move. Looking to hit 10,000 MRR, and it's on the pace to do that too. Everest, Chris, what did you vibe code where you got 1,100 MRR and you're on pace for 10K MRR? Give us the link. Let's check it out. Let's check it out live on stream. What are you shipping, bro? What are you building? What are you shipping? Also, side note, Patriots division round coming up Sunday. Winners. Destroyed the Chargers. I highly recommend having Codex 5.2 high, code review, and analyze the project. They both go way deeper than Slopus does now. I've been seeing this on X, people calling it Slopus and like shit and crapping on Claude Code with Opus 4.5. Like, what are we talking about here? Every test I've done with Claude Code and Codex 5.2, the results were just obviously better in Claude Code, like just obviously better. So now people are calling, is this like a paid campaign against Opus? Let's do this. Let's open up. Should we test? Let's test. Let's see Opus versus Claude Code right now. First, let's go into Viber. I'm gonna open up Viber and I'm gonna have Codex review it. So let's do this first. Everyone keeps saying to do this. Let's go into the Vibe app store here. We'll go into Viber and have it review. We'll have Codex review Viber, see how many bugs it can find. Everyone says, oh, it's great at finding bugs, Codex. All right, let's put it to the test. Here we go. We're in Viber. Let's open up Codex. Codex. Here we go. Open this puppy up. Open it up. What are we doing here? Open. Oh, no, we definitely do not want to show. We don't. Every time I open up files on stream, it always goes directly to the environment variables file. Why? Close this. Close all. Thank you. All right. Codex, just open up. Please, for the love of God, open up. Just open up. Open. Codex not starting off strong here. Not starting off strong for Codex. It won't open. I guess uninstall it. Install it. Open. I mean, it's... what are we doing here? Disable. Restart. Enable. Open. There we go. Here we go. We're working now. We're working. Codex is working. All right. Here we go. Go through this entire application, review it, and find any bugs, and let me know what you find first. Here we go. People are saying Codex is better for finding bugs. We're going to find out right now. I mean, let's do this. Should we put it head to head with Claude? Hopefully it listens to what I says and doesn't change any. We'll give it the exact same prompt. Let's see what both find. People calling it Slopus. Let's see what we find here. All right, close all this crap. Can we just close this? All right, here we go. All right, let's see what they find. People saying Slopus. I don't know. Should we? And we can also run another test. What's a good? Let's do this. Let's run another test while this goes. So I'm going to leave this. This is going to work on Viber. Let's run another test of Codex versus Opus. Let's build a Codex 3D agent manager. Let's create this. I'm gonna have Codex build a 3D agent manager. I can't even get like Codex to like work. Am I like crazy? I'm clicking the goddamn Codex button. Claude Code opens when I click it. I'm clicking Codex and it's not doing anything. Claude Code opens. I mean, if I can't even use Codex, how am I supposed to test it? Alex, when you work with small tools and build for yourself, do you just use them on your local server or do you deploy to a random URL? If I'm just building something or testing something, I just do it locally. And if it turns into something real, then I'll deploy to the internet. GitHub and then Vercel. I've been working on coordinating my Obsidian notes and my ClickUp spaces. Claude Code walked me through the whole process. There you go. That's great. I mean, and Claude Co-work can probably do that even better. What is going on? Do other people have these issues where you click Codex and literally nothing? I'm going to have to disable it, enable it, restart, enable Codex. There we go. I have to do that every single time. All right. I want to build a 3D agent manager using 3JS. I should be able to have a 3D representation of 5 different AI models: Chat GPT, Claude, Grok, DeepSeek, and what's another one? Gemini. Then I can click on the 3D model and give it a prompt and watch it work. All right. I'm going to send. Here we go. So that's going to Codex. I'm going to open up another window. And I'm going to do the same exact thing with Opus. Opus 3D Agent Manager. I'm going to give it the exact same prompt. And we are going to see which one's better. Everyone's saying Codex is better now. All right, let's put it to the test. I just gave the exact same prompt to Claude. Here we go. We're going to find out once and for all on this stream. In fact, that's a good title for the stream. I should probably change the stream too, which is Codex versus Claude Code, which should be using. That's easy. Sometimes we just Claude Code versus Codex GPT 5.2 high. Which should you be using? Live. Save. New title. There we go. All right. Let's see. What experiences are people having with Codex? Are people on the Codex train now? Do you want to proceed here? Yes, and don't ask again. It looks like Codex has already gone to work. So Codex has already gone to work on their side. Didn't ask for any permissions or anything, which is good. I like that. It's just going and building code. Claude Code's going in now. This is a substantial project with multiple design decisions to make. Let me enter plan mode to explore your code. Oh, that's pretty sick. I didn't know. That's new. It overwrote what I asked to do. It's like, nah, bro, we're doing this in plan mode. We're doing this in plan mode. This is too big. We're going to plan mode, bro. I like that. I like that it has that taste. I like that it has like that kind of like opinionation. That's new. Which framework? React 3JS. How should the AI agents actually process prompts? We're going to do mock responses for now. What visual style do you want for the 3D agent representations? I want robot avatar models. What should watching it work look like when an agent's processing? Typing, streaming text, 3D visual effects. 3D visual effects. Submit answers. I like that it just was like, oh, no, bro, we're going to plan mode. We're going to plan mode. Screw you. I like that. I like that. Drake May all day, baby. Drake May all day, baby. Opus is hella sloppy now. I feel like this happens once a month. Like once a month, people will just start tweeting and going into my chat and saying, Opus sucks now. Opus sucks now. Like, what are we talking about? I don't experience that at all. Like, that was awesome what it just did. I mean, we're about to find out once and for all what's going on here. If it's Codex or Opus, which is better. They're both building the app. We're going to see what comes out better. I mean, I'll say this. If the Codex results better, I'm going all Codex. Anthropic's not paying me. I've been saying this since day one. The day Codex is better is the day I just start making all Codex content. All my content is Claude Code right now because Claude Code's the best. But listen, if Codex gets better, I'm not loyal to anyone. I'm a mercenary. I'm a mercenary to whatever tool's the best. So listen, there's a lot. This is high stakes. This is a high stakes test. My last 40 videos have been all Claude Code videos. If Codex is better here in this test, I'm switching to Codex. We're going to find out right now. We got Claude Code working in one window. We got Codex working in the other. Right now, Codex is scaffolding the app and implementing the agents. Adding animations. Okay. Codex, for the record, did not do any sort of plan mode. I just sent the prompt and it's working. Did not stop, did not ask me any questions. It just started building code. Claude Code was like, hold up, bro. This is aggressive. This is an aggressive ask. You're being aggressive right now. Reel it in. Claude Code was basically like, reel it in, dude. Let's go to plan mode and hang out for a second here. I think I kind of like that. As a newbie, should I get the Claude Code $100 plan or start smaller? I want to get the best results I can from the start. I mean, technically, you could start the $20 plan. You're going to use up your usage within one app, probably, but then you can just upgrade from there. So it can't hurt to start the $20 plan. I'm just going to say this, like, it's awesome. So you're going to want to upgrade to the $100 or $200 plan. Codex is way slower for coding than Opus 4.5. Well, we're about to find out. We're about to find out both the speed and the quality. I mean, let's check in with Codex real quick. Let's check in with Codex. Oh, did I? No, I named it Claude Code. Here we go. We're already 4 out of 5 steps done with Codex. I would not say this is moving slow. I mean, at the same time, we don't know how high quality this code is. This code might stink from Codex. It's already doing npm run builds. It's already basically done. Opus, on the other hand, has not written a single line of code yet. Opus hasn't run a single line of code. I did start Opus after Codex. I did start it probably, 45 seconds after. So Codex did get a head start. But right now, it's just doing design work. Right now, it's just doing design work. Right now, it's just doing planning. Claude Code. Codex immediately started writing code. I'd say that's a W for Codex. Well, no, I don't know. I mean, I do like that Claude Code planned with me. I do like that. I was like, wait, hold up, bro. I got some questions for you. Codex is just making a crap ton of assumptions. But at the same time, that's my fault. I gave it a broad prompt. So maybe that is the expected behavior, is to make assumptions, right? Maybe that is a good thing. So I'm not going to hand a win either way just yet. Codex 5.2 extra high is really good. Oh, I guess that is a good point. I didn't put it on like extra high. What are we on? We're just on 5.2. People are going to say it doesn't count because I'm on 5.2. People are going to say it doesn't count. People are, all right, I'm going to start a new window. We're going to do one with the extra high. We're going to do one with the extra high. All right, so this is good. We're going to compare 5.2 to 5.2 Codex extra high to Claude Code. This is a good thing. Codex 5.2 extra high 3D agent. All right, let's take the exact same prompt. I'm opening up Codex on another window. I have to disable the plugin, restart the extension, enable the plugin, hit it again. I don't know why that's so annoying. All right. Let's open up Codex 5.2 extra high. I mean, that's a win for Claude Code. The fact that I could just Opus, right? I got like 20 different options with Chat GPT here. All right, choose model. 5. What happened to? I just saw 5.2 Codex Max in here. Okay, 5.2 Codex extra high. We'll do extra high. Is that what the people want? The people want extra high. All right. Send. There you go. There you go. Let's check in on Claude Code. Let's check in on Claude Code to see how it's building this 3D agent builder. Let's check out Claude Code. All right. We still haven't written a single line of code yet, but we have a plan. 3D AI Agent Manager, a React 3.js application featuring 5 interactive AI robots. There's the tech stack, looks good. The agents looks good. They chose a color, a design for each one, pulsing glow. So that's a pretty amazing plan. Yes, and auto accept. There we go. Opus is going to work. All right, so we have Codex 5.2 is thinking. It's just doing a lot of thinking. And it looks like just regular 5.2 is finished. It looks like regular 5.2 is finished. What are we doing here? Opus doesn't need more. It says, do you want me to write all this without any sort of permissions? I say yes. And then it immediately asks me for permission for things, whatever. Anyone get annoyed when Claude plans things out in weeks? Yeah, that's really annoying. I hate when it comes up with a plan is like phase 1, week 3 to 8. Phase 2, week 19 to 49. Phase 3, we will start this when you're 183 years old. It's like, no, you won't. You'll build all this in the next 5 minutes. What are you talking about? You won't be upset with the $100. I mean, you won't be upset with the $200 plan. It's the best $200 you'll spend in the entire world. I've never used Codex in the IDE thing they got. So what do you use it in? You use it in the CLI? Is that what you use it in? What are people using Codex in nowadays? I just use the extension. I feel like Codex is an extension tool. I feel like the CLI for Codex was just added on because it was trying to match Claude Code. No? Does anyone else feel that way? I feel like the CLI for every tool except for Claude Code was just added on because of Claude Code. Like, when's the last time you heard about like Cursor CLI? Does anyone use Cursor CLI? Like, that was announced like a month after Claude Code came out, just because of Claude Code, and they just ditched that. Codex 5.2 extra high has gone to work. It didn't ask me a single question. Didn't do any sort of planning. Codex 5.2 extra high just started coding, just like Codex 5.2 regular one. So that's something. I mean, that's a difference in behavior. Claude Code didn't give me any option but to plan. It was like, no, dude, this is too complicated. We have to plan this out. I think I like that. I think I like that. It had like a strong opinion. I had Co-work organize my projects working on because I have so many going at once. Pretty cool to organize my active. Yeah, it's really good at organizing files on your computer. Really good. What about building our own website? Claude Code to build or another builder, or better focus on applications? Claude Code to build everything, unless Codex wins this competition today. If Codex wins this competition today, I'm switching to Codex for everything. I'm not biased. People say, oh, you're a shill. Anthropic's paying you. No, no, no. I'm a shill for whatever the best tool is. And for over a year now, well, not over a year, Claude Code came out in February. Since February, almost a year now, Claude Code's been the best. So I'm just a shill for whatever's the best. If this test we run today, which this is probably the most important AI test in the history of mankind, we're doing live on this stream. So leave a like down below to show that this is the most important AI test in the history of mankind. If Codex wins this test today, I'm a Codex guy. So Sam Altman, if you're watching this, which a lot of people tell me Sam Altman watches this, you better get there in the back end and start tinkering with things and turn smart mode on, because this stream has the potential to move millions of dollars into your pocket if Codex wins here. Same thing to you, Dario. If you're watching this, you better turn the Opus knobs from stupid to smart, as other people are saying, because if Claude Code wins here, Claude Code continues to be the focus of all my videos. Claude is king, says Widget Flow. I mean, I agree. Codex sucks. Every test I've run on Claude Code versus Codex, I'm going to be honest, hasn't been close. And I'm an OpenAI fan. But every test I've done, Claude Code and Codex, it hasn't been close. So when people come in the chat and say, oh, Codex way better, Slopus, like, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, we're going to find out for sure here. We're going to know for sure on this stream. By the end of this stream, you'll know if you need to be using Claude Code or Codex. You're going to know. Also, do your boy a favor. Turn on notifications. Brand new Claude Co-work video. This might be one of my best videos in months. Dropping either tonight, but probably first thing tomorrow morning. Notifications on for that immediately. When that drops, open it up, watch it to the end, leave a like. That's my only ask. All right, where are we at here? We're on, this is 5.2. Extra high. This is 5.2 extra high. Let's see where we are. Let's see where we are. 5.2 extra high. Let's see where we are. 1 second. 1 second. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Is it done? It's done. It's already done. It's already done. Built a standalone 3JS scene with 5 distinct AI cores, clickable selection, and a control deck that lets you dispatch prompts and watch a simulated live feed progress while the 3D core animates. The UI theme and motion are custom styled to control the room instead of default dashboard. Next steps. Run a local server to load. Well, why can't you just... Can you just run everything for me? Codex can run things, right? Codex can run things. Can it not? Can you just run everything? Like, I don't want to type all that in. You type it in for me, bro. Claude Code does that. Allow. Planning non-blocking local server run. Okay, start a local server for you. All right, do we test this? Do we test this? Are you guys ready? The VS Code plugin is bugged. Use Ghostly, bro. What, for Codex? Yes, you have to run Codex from Explorer. Faster and Ghostly too. So what, people are using the Codex CLI? Codex problems loading. It's not running on Verizon, isn't it? Are there ways to save tokens of Claude Opus? Are you certain prompts that make it use less tokens? I don't know. What are you talking about? Is there certain prompts that use less tokens? What are these broad questions people are asking me? Love using them together. One codes, other reviews. What do you use for coding? What do you use for reviewing? Swizz HD, captain of the Twitch community, is back. What's up, Swizz HD? Good to see you, my friend. Oh, let's turn on show comments on stage so the Twitch community can participate. Codex is slower, but so much better than Opus 4.5. It finished so much faster than Claude. What are you talking about? It finished much faster than Claude. All right, you guys ready to see? Here we go. Codex 5.2 extra high. 3D agent manager is complete. Here it is. All right. Let's see what we got here. What's going on? Select an agent to deploy a prompt. Click an agent to connect. I don't see any agent. Control deck. Pick a core, then dispatch a mission. Are you there? Dispatch. All right. I mean, there's no agent. All right, I mean, so we're going to have to go back and fix it because there's no agent. Codex is better right now for me, but it's just so slow on extra high. It was fast for me. Does OpenAI and Claude put me on like different subscription tiers or something? You're my favorite vibe coder of all time. You make it so uncomplicated and fun. A cool segment on your show would be live critique on other people's vibe coded projects. You always give honest feedback, says Bo Sterling. Well, first of all, Bo Sterling, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. It's the first time someone called me their favorite vibe coder of all time. We are now the #1 vibe coding channel on YouTube and the #1 vibe coding account on Twitter. It's official. We've been crowned the #1 vibe coding channel on YouTube and the #1 vibe coding account on X. So shout out you guys. I don't do it without the Fin Fam. We don't become #1 on YouTube and X without the Fin Fam. You guys, this is not even me being #1. This is about you guys being #1. You guys are #1. So congratulations. If you're watching this live stream right now, congratulations. You are #1. Congratulations. What was the second thing I'm going to say? I don't even remember the second thing I was going to say. Is I got so looped in the congratulating you guys, I forgot what the second part of my message was. Oh, a cool segment on your show would be live critique other people's vibe coded projects. I think that's a good idea. I think that'd be a great idea for when Viber is like live, like all the way launched. Then I can just go through Viber and look through all your guys' apps on Viber. Just watched a video saying Anthropic will not be allowing code editors to use their APIs. It has to be done in Claude Code only. Have you heard this? Is RG Copeland. So this is a big misnomer. I don't even know what misnomer means, but it feels like the right thing to say there. Anyone know what does misnomer mean? Listen, that's a big misnomer. Hope I'm using that correctly. That's a big misnomer. Here's what happened. Everyone was getting pissed at Anthropic the other day because they're like, oh, they're blocking other tools from using Claude. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. When you subscribe to Claude Code, Anthropic is subsidizing your tokens, right? You're spending $200 a month on Claude Code, but you can use like $10,000 worth of tokens. They subsidize for you, right? When you subscribe to Claude Code, they're losing money if you use more than like $200 of tokens a month, which is very, very easy to do. What these other companies were doing were they were allowing you to port in your subscription to Claude Code into their app and use your Claude Code subscription in their app, right? And so now you are using those subsidized tokens in a way that Anthropic was not intending because you're using it in someone else's app. And now all their analytics, all the AI training they do on your usage of Claude Code, that all gets messed up because it's some other wrapper using that subscription, right? And now if that's like a malicious wrapper that's using your subscription and they just like make it so you use like $10,000 of tokens in one go, Anthropic's, not only losing tremendous amounts of money, but they're also messing up all their analytics and training data because it's some other wrapper using their subscription, right? You can still use the API. If you want to use the Claude API inside OpenCode or inside any other tool on planet Earth, you can do it. They're not outlawing using the Claude API. You can do it. You're just outlawing you using your Claude Code subscription in other tools. The other tools are using workarounds to get your subscription into there. They don't want you doing that. If you want to use the API and plug in your API, go ahead, because now you're paying for your tokens. But what you're doing by importing in your Claude Code subscription is you're using subsidized tokens in someone else's tool. So Claude's basically paying you to use someone else's tool, which makes zero sense for them to do, right? So all the people crapping on Anthropic, it was just kind of a stupid thing. It was stupid. I will say this. I thought Anthropic's explanation of the situation was terrible. I thought it explained it horribly. Like, I think I just explained it like a master. Like, that was incredible what I just did there. Props to me for my explanation. That was amazing. And all 119 people in this live stream now understand. But the tweets they put out explaining this were terrible and everyone was crapping on them. Hire me for PR. I mean, Anthropic needs to hire me for PR. Anthropic needs to hire me as head of content. They need to hire me as like head of Claude Code Innovate. They need to hire me at basically every CEO. They should hire me probably. Some people say, not me. I didn't say that. Some people say it though. Put me in at PR, bro. Put me in at PR. What are people saying? What's the reaction to everything I'm saying? I got to scroll down. Snoop Dogg, hi. Ray Fernando, you back in California, dude? Or what's the story? Ray, we're figuring out what's the goat here. Claude Code or Codex? People have been coming in my chat saying Slopus. Slopus. I don't know how you pronounce it. Slopus. I don't know how to pronounce the Cursor CLI is actually good now. They rewrote it last week. The Cursor CLI is good. I haven't seen any content about Cursor CLI. They're still updating it. That's good to know. What are people saying about my rant I just did on the Claude? Are people agreeing with me? Are people agreeing with me on the Claude Code rant I just went on, that they're not the bad guys in this situation? Got it. Thanks for the clarification. It's a misnomer to call your grandmother grandfather. A wrong or inaccurate use of the name or term. Close enough. Misnomer means whatever I want it to mean. Now it means what I want it to mean. Is this the same with VS Code as a wrapper? Well, no, VS Code, you're opening up the Claude Code extension. That still works fine. It wasn't that they stopped it, is that they allowed it for 3 months. Yeah, I mean, guys should feel lucky that they allowed you to import your Claude Code subscription into other tools for 3 months. It's the fact that they allowed it is what's disappointing people, because they got used to it. But like, it was wrong in the first place. if only they explained like you, people wouldn't be showing that. Yeah, it was hard to see on Twitter because so many people were getting angry at Anthropic. Anyway, let's get back into it. I just saw the people getting upset and it didn't make sense. So this was Codex 5.2 extra high. Didn't work. We're going to go back and fix it. But do you guys want to see how Opus just finished? Should we see how Opus is doing here? Let's see how Opus is doing here. Opus just finished their work. For those just joining, here's what we're doing. A lot of people coming into the chat saying Claude Code's dead. Opus is dead. It stinks now. It's stupid now. Codex is the GOAT. People coming to my chat saying Codex 5.2 extra high GPT C++ is now the GOAT. Well, we're going to find out once and for all. Right in here, right now. We finished it with Codex 5.2 extra high C++ GPT C++ wrapper 3.4. And it sort of works, but there's no 3D agents. Opus just finished. Let's see how Opus does. AI Agent Manager. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this. Hey there. I mean, what are we talking about here? This is, I'll take my name in this comment off here so you can see this in full screen. This is what Codex 5.2 extra high GPT C++ 3.84 point Codex G plus C plus extra high made. And this is what Opus 4.5 made. The prompt was build us a 3D AI agent manager where we have all the AI agents on screen. And Codex 5.2 extra high C++ G++ 8.5.3 extra high, extra low, extra high made this. No 3D agents, nothing. No functionality whatsoever. And Claude Opus did this. I don't know why Gemini's head's testicles, but we'll leave it at that. Maybe that's hard-coded into Anthropic. I mean, Nopius 4.5, get the hell out of here. The people who said Slopus, the people who said Nopus, you're banned. I'm going to ban anyone. Like you, if you came in here and said Codex is better than Opus, you're paid. You're getting paid. Like this isn't even surprising to me. This isn't even surprising to me. This was my expected results. Slopus my ass. Like, what are people talking about? Like, am I taking crazy pills? Am I on some like sort of special tier of like Claude Code or something? Because every month people come into my chat and say Claude Code sucks now. Opus is stupid. Everything's stupid. I get that once a month. And every time I get that, I go, what the hell are you talking about? I use this 12 hours a day. It's amazing. It builds the most mind-blowing code ever for me. What are you talking about? And I just proved to you once and for all, I gave the exact same prompt to both. And it's night and day. I mean, it's night and day. I mean, we'll build more. We're going to build more of this. So I'm going to go back into Codex and give it a second and third chance. But like, it's night and day. I mean, it's night and day is doing a disservice to nighttime and daytime. Can you use Claude Code to implement a minimum number of iterations inside a Ralph Wiggum? Add the Ralph Wiggum plugin to make a minimum number. I don't think you could do minimum number, but you do maximum number. Like night and day, it's like, it's an insult to the nighttime and daytime to say it's night and day. Gemini packing. Yeah. Look at that head. It's essentially set and forget, something Claude Code can't offer in an interactive session. I don't know. I just gave it a prompt and it worked amazing. It built exactly what I wanted. Like, what are we talking about? Lopus, Burp. What's your name? Burp? Your name's Burp? Burp, are you being paid by OpenAI? Listen, I'm an OpenAI fan, but this is night and day. Like, this is completely unfunctional and does nothing. And this is amazing. I mean, let's give Codex a second chance, right? Let's give Codex a second chance. Share screen, window, Codex. Here we go. The interface appears, but I don't see any 3D agents. Like, what are people talking? Every time people say Codex is now better than Opus, Opus stinks, I run a test and literally 100% of the time Claude Code's better. Like, what are people talking about here? Oh, should I do the cursor CLI too? I haven't even installed the cursor CLI. How do I install the cursor CLI? We're gonna figure this out right now. Here's the clean, correct way to install the cursor CLI without fluff. Like, ChatGPT, what are we doing here, dude? Why does every question I ask, do you have to do things like here without the fluff? Don't tell me there's no fluff. Just don't include fluff. I have cursor installed. Install the cursor command from inside cursor. Open cursor, press Command-Shift-P to open the command palette. All right, I guess I'll do all this, whatever. We had to find out if cursor CLI. Ray Fernando comes in here and says cursor CLI is legit. I'm listening to Ray Fernando. All right, what's it telling? Open cursor.app, press Command-Shift-P. Doesn't do diddly squat. Okay. Didn't do anything. All right. Let's I'm going to Google it. Google cursor CLI. Cursor CLI. Cursor CLI. Are people using the cursor CLI? If you're here, go in the chat and let me know if you're using the. All right, here we go. It's just a curl. What are we doing here? ChatGPT. ChatGPT has no idea what it's talking about. It's just a curl command. Let's not overcomplicate this. File, new window, CD. Let's do this. Make direct cursor 3D agent. CD cursor 3D agent. Paste this in. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Cursor CLI. Let's see how it compares. Is cursor CLI back? Is cursor CLI back? Start using the cursor agent. Type in agent. Okay. Is cursor CLI back? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'll give cursor the win for animations in the terminal. That's probably the best animation. Press any key to sign in. All right, I'm logging in. It wins for animations in the terminal for sure. If we stop the competition right here, cursor wins right now. If we stop the competition right there, it's the winner. Trust this workspace. All right. So by default, it uses 4.5 Opus thinking, for the record, for those wondering at home. All right, let's see. I'll say this. The animations, the blinking lights, the way this is structured, I like this the best from a user interface perspective. This is cool. This is neat. This is neat. Shout out cursor team. That's neat. What's the result of the normal Codex one? Good call. Good call out. All right, let's see. Run the install commands for me and run the app. We'll find out in a second what the Codex 5.2, just regular Codex 5.2, not the extra high, whatever, in a second. Does it work? Codex says burp. Now burp's just crapping on every one of them. Opus clearly the winner. Let's test if it even works. Well, the AI functionality is not built in yet, right? I had to put in the API key. So the AI functionality wasn't built into any of these. Right now, we're just testing the interface. But the API key part shouldn't be the difficult part. All right, dev server is running. All right, you guys ready? So cursor CLI is doing its thing. Looks great. What I'm about to show you is Codex 5.2. No, not even Codex 5. It's just ChatGPT 5.2. So this is Codex. It used the ChatGPT 5.2 model. So we'll review it again. So let's review this again. This was Codex 5.2 extra high, what's supposedly OpenAI's best coding model. This is it. This is ChatGPT 5.2 Codex extra high thinking. This is what it made. Total failure, right? This is Opus 4.5. Looks awesome. Right, and remember, we're building a 3D AI agent manager. We want to manage multiple 3D AI agents. The next screen I'm about to show you is just ChatGPT 5.2. It's just ChatGPT 5.2. No Codex, no extra high, nothing. Just ChatGPT 5.2. I mean, this is significantly better than Codex 5.2 extra high, C++, A++, GPT 5 extra high, ChatGPT 5.2x, Codex 5.2, right? Way better. I mean, I think there's an argument to be made this is better than Opus. Just from the kind of layout of chatting with the agents, I still think Opus is probably the winner so far, just because the 3D models look so cool. But I think there's arguments you can make that some of these UI elements are better than Opus. I mean, it's obvious that the Codex 5.2 extra high GPT++, C++ is not even in any of these. It may be because you have a very good .md file for Opus. Not everyone here probably. Maybe do it your setup. Maybe do a video on the . So my Claude rules file, I've shown my Claude rules in a couple of videos, but I'll do a Claude rules specific. I shared my Claude rules file in the Vibe Coding Academy last week. So if you want my Claude rules file, it's available right now in Vibe Coding Academy. Link down below if you want to see that now. Codex is better than Opus for detailed code review and debugging. That's why the correct answer is use the model for the task. Some are better than others at certain things. I mean, I've experienced that where it's been able to fix some bugs Opus could not figure out. So code review, Codex might be better, but for my new workflow where I'm just straight up using the terminal, I don't want to use VS Code with 5 different things open. I mean, I guess I could open Codex in one terminal, and that's like my code review terminal. Yeah, I mean, that's the answer, right? Opus as the daily driver, Codex as the code reviewer. But the people coming in saying Opus is stupid, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Opus is the GOAT. I built 3 iOS apps in a week with Opus. Yeah, I built 3 iOS apps in my sleep with Opus. I build 3 iOS apps while I'm on the toilet with Opus. Like, what are we talking about here? They're just rage baiting. I see it all over X. All right, let's give Codex a second chance. We're not done here. We still got cursor CLI going. I'll say this. I think the cursor CLI has the best look and feel to it. I think this looks cool. I like the structure of the, I ain't showing too much code. Showing me too much code here. Like, just show me what you changed. Like, show me like a description of what you changed. You don't need to show me all this code. Features, 5 unique AI agents, interactive controls, chat interface, visual effects, npm run dev. Run the server for me. What is this percent? Is that the percent? Is that the context window? What's the percent right there? I assume that's the context window and not like my usage or something. The server's running. All right. Are you guys ready? You guys ready to see the cursor CLI results? Use Claude Code to edit the plugin. The reason Opus produces bad code is because people tend to either overcomplicate everything in their setup or they don't give it enough info to build what they have in mind. I don't get bad results from Opus. What are people talking about? Burpus. This guy's name's Burp. It isn't Opus's fault, but they just need someone to blame. The reality is frontier models are non-deterministic, so a 2-sentence prompt won't reveal as much as well as a thought-out multi-step plan. Fact. Yeah, I mean, that's what made Claude Code great, though, is that it was like, hold up, this prompt is too broad. Let's go into plan mode, and let me ask you a few questions. I thought that was great behavior by Claude Code. Can you build the databases using Claude Code? I mean, how do you integrate database and backend into your front end? I mean, all I basically want is a shout out. What? Aravis the Ahab. Is this like a trick question? Did you just want your cat's face on the screen? What do you, I mean, all I basically want is a shout out. So do you not mean the question you asked me? Was this all a troll to get me to say your name and show your cat on screen? Is that all this was, Aravis the Ahab? You just say integrated backend. Like, you just say integrated backend. Boom. There you go. Does Opus Agent Manager work one-shotted? Yeah, it was all one shot. Everything you saw there was one shot. Excuse me. I made myself spicy buffalo wings during the Patriots game Sunday, and I've had a cough since then. I made like really spicy buffalo wings during the football game Sunday, during the Patriots game. And since I had those wings, I've had like a really, really violent cough. What's that about? I don't feel sick at all. I don't have any other symptoms. I eat the really spicy chicken wings, and now I've had a violent cough for like 4 days straight. Did I like permanently damage myself? I mean, I guess I could technically ask AI. Like, what are we talking about here? Anti-gravity with Gemini 3. See what builds to. Should we add anti-gravity to this test? What's the difference between the CLI? It should be the same. Stake a crypto casino has slot GPT. It is interesting. I'm not doing your slop casino online. What's that browser? ChatGPT Atlas. That's another one I see on Twitter all the time. Oh, no one uses Atlas anymore. All I use is Atlas. Atlas is amazing. You can make a game and then play it for real money. I have no interest in gambling. Anyone here who spends their time gambling, you're wasting your time, especially online casinos. I mean, you're going to lose money. Why would you waste money? Open code is even better. Ambitious realism creates. What's wrong with you? So same model, different wrapper. Let's see how it's going to come up with the result. All right. Oh yeah. So you guys want to see the cursor CLI results? Here we go. Cursor CLI. You ready? Ray Fernando came in here talking a big talk. He said, oh, cursor CLI is where it's at. He also happened to be posting pictures from the cursor office the last week on X. So a little bit of bias might be here. But hey, listen, if this result I'm about to show you is the best, then I'm going to be, it doesn't matter if he's biased or not. Doesn't matter. Quality is quality. Ready? Here we go. 3D AI 8, 3D AI agent manager test, Cursor CLI. Here we go. That's pretty good. Okay, how do I talk to it? Claude, I click it. Hello, I'm Claude. Hi, Claude. Oh, wow, look at that. It has like the little sparks coming out of it when it talks. This is pretty good. I can zoom in and out. I mean, this might be better. Is this better than Claude Code? I think the graphics are better on the Cursor CLI, but I like the models better on Claude Code. Like, I like how they made it different. That's very thoughtful, right? The different models, the testicles on Gemini's head. That's very thoughtful and tastefully done. They just made them all just different colors on Cursor, but I think the graphics are actually better. Rio is Cursor's lead design. He's a monster at design. That terminal is, I think, the most beautiful terminal experience out of them all. It would be hilarious if vanilla Codex did better than Codex Extra Super. It did do better. All right. So, I mean, what do you guys think? We're going to do a poll at the end of all of this to see what people think's better. But what do you guys think's the best one so far? Is Cursor CLI the king right now over Claude Code? Codex is Patriots with Gerard Mayo as coach. Opus is Patriots with Variable. That's a fact. That's a fact. Codex is not good with anything to do with UI, to be fair. Well, UI is a pretty important part of any app. Cringe. Black Swan. What are you cringing at? I'm cringing at you. What are you cringing? Looks clear to me. Yeah, I think the UI is cleaner on Cursor. I like the agents better on Claude Code, like the different designs, but I think this overall aesthetic is nicer on the Cursor one. I mean, we have more we need to do here. We need to actually implement the AI functionality. And I like to have them move around and do things. So we're going to implement that. Yes, Codex and Claude both in ghosty tabs. You're going to do the C++ thing every time, says Black Swan. The answer to your question, Black Swan, is yes. I am going to do the C++ thing. In fact, Black Swan, the fact that you even called out the fact that I'm saying C++ at the end of every time I say Codex, I'm going to do it even more now. I'm going to go out of my way even more to say Codex 5.2 GPT C++ A++, extra high G++ C++. The fact that you called it out, went into my stream, said, hey, Alex, I don't like that you're saying this thing, is now going to cause me to say it 10 times more. So yes, Black Swan, I am going to say Codex 5.2 G C++ every single time now. Every single time. All right, let's open up anti-gravity. Let's do this in anti-gravity. I like this little benchmarking test. This is a pretty good benchmark. Oh, I'm gonna do anti-gravity. New folder. Anti-gravity 3D agent manager. Open. All right, here we go. Anti-gravity. Leave a like. Hey, if you've used anti-gravity, leave a like down below. I'm curious how many of you guys use anti-gravity. Leave a like down below if you've tried anti-gravity. All right, it's loading. Introducing Gemini 3 Flash. What are we going to use here? We're going to use Gemini 3 Pro. I feel like we got to use Gemini 3 Pro. Jesus. It's like whisper down the lane. Every time I copy and paste a prompt from another window, the prompt gets more and more unstructured. All right. I got to open up another window here. And so I'm going to grab the prompt from a window that's not going to screw up all the structure of this. Copy. Anti-gravity, paste. Here we go. Fast. I don't know if I want fast. Yeah, I guess fast. Send. Just use tmux. You can have as many panes in one window as you want, even let them talk to each other. I don't know. I like Ghosty. You like tmux. I like Ghosty. Anthropic banning third-party harnesses while OpenAI goes full open source. William Crandall, were you here earlier? William Crandall? William Crandall? They didn't ban third-party harnesses. William Crandall. I explained this in detail. You're spreading misinformation, William Crandall. They banned importing your Claude Code subscription into third-party harnesses. You can put in your Claude API key and pay for your tokens that way. But when you put in your Claude Code subscription, you're importing subsidized tokens. Anthropic loses money on your Claude Code subscription. So they don't want you taking that subscription and putting it onto other tools and paying for tokens and other tools. If they're going to lose money on you, they want you to lose money in their tool. But you can take the OpenAI API and put it into the third-party tools and pay for your own tokens. Yeah, I get that. So then why did you say your comment before? Maybe was late. Yeah, I'm like 45 minutes behind on chat, William Crandall. I'm like 45 minutes behind on chat. Chat goes quick. We got the #1 vibe coding live stream in the world. I can't be up to date on the chat every second. This is the #1 vibe coding live stream in the world on the #1 vibe coding YouTube channel with the #1 vibe coding X account. Alex, you're supposed to take the seeds out of the peppers before making the wing sauce. Drink ginger shots. It should help. Have your tonsils been removed? I didn't get my tonsils removed. Get well soon, man. Well, I don't think I'm sick. I just ate hot wings. Hey, what do you think of Gemini 3 front end skills? I'm going to be honest, and I'm a Google fan. I like the company. I don't know, does it make me evil? I like Google. I like Google. I like the people there. The people there reach out to me all the time looking for feedback. They're out of all the companies in AI, Google reaches out to me the most. Anthropic doesn't reach out to me at all. OpenAI has never acknowledged my existence. What other AI companies are there? Cursor never acknowledged my existence. Google constantly DMing me and reaching out to me. But I'll say this. Gemini 3 is not in my workflow. I don't think it's the best at front end. I don't think it's the best at back end. I don't think it's the best at writing code. I mean, it's the best of media, like Nano Banana Pro or whatever is like, that's the best. I make all my thumbnails are Nano Banana Pro. Anything media related, I'm going Google. But from front end, back end, I'm coding all with Claude Code. But shout out Google. They acknowledge my existence. #1 vibe coding channel in the world. #1 vibe coding live stream in X. And OpenAI and Cursor never acknowledged my existence. Not that I have an ego and I'm expecting them to. I'm going to win no matter what, even if they never message me ever. I'm just going to say Google, biggest company of all of them, constantly messaging me. But I will say this, Claude Code's the best at the moment. So it is what it is. Droid is better than Cursor CLI. You certain? You certain about that? You sure about that? You sure about that? Hey guys, I need your opinion. My Clash of Clans subscription just expired. Should I renew my X20 subscription or switch to open code? Is this a troll? Is that a troll message? Google is like that. I can easily leave that Google's more proactive with their users. Yeah, Google called me yesterday. Google called me and was like, yo, you want like a bunch of free credits? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay, I'll email you. Then hung up and that was the conversation. That was it. That was the entire conversation with Google. Literally like one of their BDRs, one of their business development guys Sits there, makes cold calls all day. Cold called me. I pick up. He goes, hey, you want a bunch of free credits? I go, yes. He's like, okay, I'll send you an email. I'm like, all right. He's like, bye. That was it. I don't think one person from Cursor follows me on X. Honest criteria. Honest question? What's the criteria to being number one? Being the best? Then the capcation stuck in your tonsils. You get a seed stuck. So you think that, what, a pepper seed stuck in my tonsils? Is that what's going on here? Anti-gravity still working here. Anti-gravity still working here. I could not afford the API cost because I use the $200 plan, not API. Thus, it matters to me. But did you get my explanation, William Crandall, that if OpenAI is subsidizing tens of thousands of dollars worth of credits for you every month, they're not going to want you to put their subscription in another tool, which they have no idea how it runs or how many credits it's going to use, you know? All right, we might have anti-gravity up and running here. Bro, why are you mad? Explain again. Am I mad? I did use anti-gravity, but since the Claude Code has been absolutely cooking in Ghosty, I literally wake up out of sleep into code. It's just me like sleep code. Now I'm in Twilight stage. So you watched the new workflow video, my dude? You like it? You like using Ghosty? All those promoting Codex over Opus, maybe because you're on Windows and Opus works better. I don't think the models work differently on different computers. Tried anti-gravity cursor VS Code terminal ghosty guy now strictly DB Tech. That's what I'm talking about. Drake May guy, ghosty guy. He knows what he's doing. The new workflow video's taken off. Everyone's switching their workflows. Try Tmux with Ghosty. Great experience. All right. What about building our own website? Claude Code to build or another? I've answered that question 20 times, JD. Use Claude Code for it all. The development server is now running. All right. All right, you guys ready for anti-gravity? Who's ready for anti-gravity? Who's ready for anti-gravity? Is Ghosty in Windows? It isn't, unfortunately. If you're a vibe coder, you have to switch to Mac. That's just like the state of things. If you're a vibe coder, you just have to switch to Mac. I know it stinks, but all the vibe coding tools come out for Mac first. It is what it is. Like, it just is what it is. All right, who wants to see anti-gravity? I kind of have to pee. OpenAI subsidizes their $200 a month plan, and they actually contact OpenCode to help with the OAuth login. Google allows OpenCode to use their anti-gravity models. Google allows OpenCode to use their anti-gravity models, including Opus. Yeah, but I mean, like, but you can't blame a company for not wanting another company to burn all their tokens, right? You can't be mad at Anthropic because OpenAI is like, yeah, take advantage of us, right? Obviously, OpenAI only allowed OpenCode to do that because they're behind Claude Code now, right? If Codex was more popular than Claude Code, OpenAI wouldn't have done that. But that maneuver of OpenAI swooping in an hour after Anthropic was like, nah, OpenCode, you can't use our stuff, is a maneuver that someone who's like in second place does, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like what Meta is doing right now, paying all of these researchers like $1 billion a year. Like, if Meta was in first place, they wouldn't be stealing all these researchers from other companies. Not that I'm saying it's a wrong thing to do. I'm just saying it's a catch-up move. You got to do catch-up moves sometimes, right? I got to pee real quick. Then I'm going to show you the anti-gravity. Stick around. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I got to pee. Then I'm going to show you anti-gravity, the results from the anti-gravity test. Be right back. Everyone introduce yourselves in the chat. Everyone go in the chat and say, hey, here's who I am and this is what I'm working on. Be right back. All right, you ready for anti-gravity? Here we go. Did anyone actually go in and introduce themselves in the chat? No, you didn't. You didn't follow my instructions. You didn't follow my instructions. I said go in the chat and introduce yourself, and no one did it. No one did it. Hey, I work on collecting third-party data ethically and running ML. Oh, Top Shooters did it. Top Shooters went in. He collects third-party data ethically. All right. You collecting data right now? Top Shooter, you collecting data right now? Anthropic dominates enterprise API usage. That is what subsidizes the plans along with the $20 plan, because 85% of the $20 plan users only use 35% of their quota monthly. Hashtag economics. Little economics lesson there from Ambitious Realism Creates. Thank you, Ambitious Realism Creates. I didn't hear that instruction. My bad. Well, listen closer next time. Beware of attack, chef. Listen closer next time. Hey guys, I'm Jason. Check me out, TaylorMan77 or Jason Beans. There you go. All right, here we go. Anti-gravity test. How is their 3D AI agent builder manager? What do you guys think of that? Ooh. Hey there, Gemini. Ooh. I like that. That is in English, but I like it. Claude. Hey, Claude. Ooh, I like that. I like that little animation while it types. I mean, this is pretty neat. This is pretty neat. Ooh, you turn it around, everything's backwards. I like that. That's pretty cool. This might be number one. Is this number one? All right, so let's go back through these. This is Codex 5.2 extra high C++. This is Claude Opus in Claude Code. This is just Chat GPT 5.2 vanilla. This is Cursor CLI. I think they use Opus in Cursor CLI. And this is anti-gravity using Gemini 3. I think, I'm going to be honest, and I'm trying to be unbiased. I think from a spirit of what we're trying to do with this project perspective, I think Claude Code's number one. From a spirit of what we're trying to do, we were trying to do 3D representations of like bots representing the AI models. And Opus went for that pretty much precisely, right? And it differentiated each one. It came up with a new design for each one. Like that's the spirit of what we were looking for with our prompt. From a just pure aesthetics perspective, I don't know. Gemini might win. Cursor CLI is really, if we're going pure aesthetics, I think I go Gemini number one, Cursor CLI number two, then Claude number three. From if we're going pure aesthetics. But I think from a spirit of what we wanted to build perspective, I think Claude Code's number one. Can you try Google AI Studio? It seems to be really good and can show you that. All right. Google AI Studio. This is a good little test we're doing here, huh? We're going to know by the end of this live stream what's the best. Here we go. Google AI Studio. People want Google AI Studio. We're going to do Google AI Studio. Model. I don't want Gemini 3 Flash. I want the real deal. 3 Pro. All right, there we go. Build. The reality is Anthropic made an unforced error because Open Code put out a limited amount of $200 Open Code Black plans and sold out twice in 24 hours. How many of those have Claude Code cancels attached? I think the only error Anthropic made was the PR, just the explanation. Their explanation wasn't good. That's all. I don't think their action was bad. I think their action was totally fine. I have no issue with what they did. And I think it was smart. I just think the messaging was bad. It was bad messaging. They didn't explain it well. The tweets didn't explain it well. Why they cut off open code. Just say, hey, we lose a lot of money on the subscriptions. The reason why we have the subscriptions in Claude Code is so that we can train our next models, so that we can run analytics. And if you're taking these subscriptions and you're hacking them into other tools, it ruins all of that. It corrupts all that data. So you're still welcome to use open code with Claude. Just use your API. That's all. If that was the messaging, I don't think anyone has an issue. I don't think anyone has an issue. Maybe just you, Ambition Realism Creates. But the messaging was, it was too corporate. Their messaging was too corporate. And I think confused a lot of people. Godson still likes Cursor. All right. All right, here we go. Google AI Studio. It's all set. Done. It's already done. Here we go. Click an agent to begin. There's no agents. All right, so first test, I'd say it's the worst. I don't see any 3D agents. We'll do a poll. We'll do a poll when we've tested all of them out. We'll do a poll when we tested them all out. I just think a little warning would have been prudent. I don't think they need a warn. It's their product. It's their subscription. They're not taking the product away from you. They're just saying, hey, you can't break our terms of service and hack our subscription into another tool. That's all they're saying. You can still put the API just as intended. I think people are pissed it stops with no real warning. Well, what are you pissed about? Just get your API key. It takes 5 seconds. Go Claude API, hit enter, go in, copy and paste your API key in, and you're good to go. There's no disruption of service. They're just saying, hey, instead of using your sub, use your API. Instead of using your sub, which was hacked into this product and we're losing tens of thousands of dollars off of, instead, just type in your API key. That's all. No disruption of service. I have zero issue with what Anthropic did. My only issue is with their messaging. I thought their messaging was terrible. Does anyone have anti-gravity Gemini 3 over the other ones? We need some rankings. Let's do this. Well, let's do this. Let's fix 5.2 Codex. C++ high. Between Claude and Open Code, which one should I choose at the $200 price point? I mean, I think it's incredibly obvious, to be frank with you. Claude Code with Opus 4.5 is the best. I think the best AI tool ever made. So it's up to you. Please hard refresh. Okay, let me see if the hard refresh fixes this. Okay, so the hard refresh makes it so we can see a ground. We still don't see any agents. We don't see the 3D representation. Okay, now I see a ground and the agents listed in the side panel, but I still see no 3D representations of the agent. So now we're on prompt number 3 to get ChatGPT extra high C++ to work. What are we cooking today? Says Conrad Major. Conrad Major, we're doing the ultimate test. We're testing. We start off the stream. People come in, go, oh, Opus is dead. Opus is dead. Codex is king now. Codex 5.2 extra high C++ is the best. Go with that. So we're doing a test. We're testing all of the AI IDs, which are the best. We're building a 3D AI agent manager. This is what Opus came up with, where we have our 5 AI agents we can talk to. This is what ChatGPT 5.2 came up with, vanilla, no Codex. ChatGPT 5.2 vanilla. This was Cursor CLI, very impressive. This was anti-gravity with Gemini 3, which I actually think might be the most visually and aesthetically pleasing of them all. And this is next. This is Google AI Studio, which I think's probably the worst. Not usable. Not usable. Still see. I mean, you're not supposed to be using this for anything of serious. Like, this is a serious app, and you're not supposed to be using Google AI Studio for anything serious. Claude Code, JetBrains Unlimited, Chrome extension is my preference. I have not liked using Gravity. Why haven't you liked using anti-gravity, out of curiosity, William? I mean, I don't use it. I'm going to be honest. I don't use anti-gravity because Claude Code's better, I think, by a pretty sizable margin. But I do like the direction anti-gravity is going in. I do like the direction anti-gravity is going in, like from an agent manager perspective. I like their product vision. The execution so far is not good. How is Ralph Wiggum? I have a video that came out a few days ago on Ralph Wiggum. I like it. Is it my daily driver plugin? No. But in some specific circumstances, I like using it. With Open Code banned, is moving to Claude Code CLI the best option now? Yes. I have a video out on that workflow. Came out yesterday. Was it yesterday or was it 2 days ago? I think it was yesterday. Video on my Claude Code workflow on using the CLI yesterday. There's a Verizon outage right now? Verizon's down? I saw someone make a Verizon joke earlier. And then I just got a text message from my dad saying all of Verizon's down. And then I looked at my service and I have no service. How can an entire network go down? All of Verizon is down right now? How's that possible? Verizon. How is it possible an entire network is down? Looks like half the country's Verizon service is down. How is that possible? Did someone hack Verizon? I'm seeing a lot of activity now on Verizon. Verizon is awful, and that's why my phone lost service. Okay. Let's play a game. How quickly can you go on X and see a political conspiracy theory? Like, how quickly can you go on X and see a political conspiracy theory? Jesus Christ. All Verizon's down. All right. Looks like Codex. Let's see. All right, we gave Codex 5.2 C++ extra high, another prompt to try to fix it, and still not working. I'm surprised that Gemini did as well as it did. Opus is always my first go-to AI, but have heard many say that Gemini is good for you. I mean, that UI is really nice. I was surprised. The Claude Opus 4.5 quality has degraded a lot for me in the past days. I get this so much. I get so many messages. Oh, Opus is degraded. It's getting worse. They made it stupider. They made it dumber. I never experienced that. Why don't I ever experience that? I've never experienced that. Opus has never felt stupider for me. And I feel like these results tell that story, right? Like, I think this was the best one out of all the ones built. Claude and then anti-gravity. Claude for the spirit and overall layout and future usability. Anti-gravity is purely aesthetic. Yeah, I think Claude's the best. Should we do a vote? I think we could do a poll. Let's end this poll. Let's do a new poll. Which was the best? Claude Code, Cursor, CLI, anti-gravity. Can I add more options? Oh, I can add more options. And then what else? Codex. What else? What other options do we have here? Codex 5.2. There we go. There's the poll. Vote. This is Claude Code. This is, well, no, we're not going to count that one. This is 5.2 Codex. This is Cursor CLI. And this is Gemini 3 on anti-gravity. Oh, for those that use Claude Code's Chrome extension, I got a pro tip. What's the pro tip you got, William Crandall? You should know that web content accessibility guidelines is and how it works and screen readers matter. All right, well, there you go. There's your pro tip. Verizon was down on East Coast and Southeast earlier. Wasn't aware. I'm on the West Coast, baby. I'm in California. I have SOS mode. But basically, I see many people use the visual part of the Chrome extension to view and navigate a website. By the way, everyone, subscribe, turn on notifications. New video on Claude Co-work coming out first thing tomorrow morning. Potentially today, potentially this afternoon, but probably tomorrow morning. Subscribe, turn on notifications. The best way to support this channel for free, the most free way to support this channel ever, when I post a new video, open it up the moment you get the notification, leave a like on it, watch it to the end. That's the best way to support this channel for free. If you want to support this channel not for free, Vibe Coding Academy, link down below. Full Claude Code community masterclass, all of that, link down below. Next call on Friday. I just saw that Gemini CLI has its own version of Ralph Wiggum. People using Gemini CLI, is that a thing? I used that back in the day. It wasn't great, but it was the most free out of all of them. In fact, Opus 4.5 was trained on TPUs. I read that this morning. I'm putting a lot of money into Google, investing in Google. Opus has issues after compacting, but other than that, I have not had any issues, but that is much more compacting than Opus. Some lonely vibe coder hit the wrong button and took down Verizon by accident. Yes, right. All right, let's see what the poll's at. I mean, the poll's not even close. People have Claude Code over the others, easily. Anti-gravity in second, and Cursor and Codex in dead last. Claude Code, 61%. Anti-gravity, 22%. Codex and CLI, 8%. It's not even close. Does that put it to rest? Most people saying Opus has performed worse are usually having context issues or just haters. That's why his multi-agent workflows and Ralph are getting so much traction, separate context windows. Every time someone says Opus is getting stupider, I never understand it. And I just proved it. I just proved it right now. I proved it to all the haters. I just proved it, did I not? There we go. Viber. Oh, let's see what errors they come up with with Viber. Let's see what Codex. We told Codex, find all the errors. We told Codex, hey, Codex, find all the errors in Viber. What do we got here? So Codex on the left, Claude in the middle. High impact, likely breaking core functionality. Broken Supabase auth cookie handling an API route. Overwrite set cookie for each cookie and formats cookie attributes incorrectly, which can break login session refresh. I've never had that issue. Multiple API routes authenticate with a server client and then perform DB writes with browser Anon Supabase clients. Okay, that's a good one. Some security issues found. Duplicate app URL handling is inconsistent. The DB enforces normalized uniqueness, but API pre-check won't reliably match stored links. Let's see what Claude came up with. Critical issues fix immediately. Prompt injection. User-controlled app URL is interpolated directly into Gemini prompt without sanitization. Race condition for username change. Check then act pattern allows two users to claim same username simultaneously. Race condition in voting. Voting logic checks if vote exists, then updates. Concurrent votes can duplicate. These are a lot. This found a lot. I'd argue Claude Code found more issues and better issues. Prompt injection. I'm not going to say better. They found different ones. Anti-gravity, even showing in that poll, is encouraging because I have been anti-gravity for a few months now and I'm loving it. The anti-gravity one was great. The results from anti-gravity were really good. But to be fair, you should do it with standard .markdown files and no skills. I don't think I used any skills for this test. I didn't use any skills for this test. It would have asked me permission to use the skills. I didn't give it unlimited permission for skills. Output both the markdown and have one of them merge the two files. Oh, that's a good call, Modelier. Can you output all of these bugs to a new bugs markdown file? I'm going to have them both do it, then merge them. That's a good call out, Modelier. Very smart. Very smart. I feel like this is going to Foxborough and asking what team is the best in ASE. It's a little biased, but I'm Claude guy. I mean, I'm only a Claude guy because Claude Code's the best. If we ran these tests right now and Codex was the best, I'd be a Codex guy. If I ran these tests right now and Google AI Studio was the best, I'd be a Google AI Studio guy. I'm only biased for whatever tool is the best. And to me and the polls all said Claude Code was the best. I mean, is it subjective? Yeah, I guess. But like, I think visually, I thought it was pretty obvious Claude Code was the best. Was it not? AI ho. Am I an AI ho? Is that what I am? William Crandall? An AI ho? Is that what I am? That's what you think of me? That's what you think of me, William Crandall? You think I'm an AI ho? That's what you think of me? Okay, that's fine. I think after all these tests, it's still clear Claude Code's king. That's why my last 100 videos are all Claude Code videos. If Codex were to get better, I'd make Codex videos out the wazoo. What are your thoughts on GLM 4.7? I think it's great. If I do a project I do want to do this year, I do want to do that I do want to do this year is I want to build my own AI lab and run GLM 4.7 locally and have my own local private setup. But I have to be honest, like, it's fantastic and it's incredible that it's open source and you can run it locally. That's amazing. Props to them. But like at the end of the day, I want to use what's best. In order to get the best efficiency, I want to use what's best, and Claude Opus 4.5 is the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, props to GLM 4.7. It's open source. That's amazing. It's great for humanity. But I need the best technology at the moment, and Opus 4.5 is the best technology. But I do want to build my own AI lab. If there's any AI companies watching this right now and want to send me a new Mac Studio with the M5 Ultra and sponsor a video, hit me up. You can build my AI lab for me. I'd be very happy if you built my AI lab for me. Whatever you do, don't get a Spark. Just got one and it's frustrating on ARM. Why is it frustrating? Because that was one of my options, was getting a DGX Spark. Why is it frustrating? I was either going to buy a DGX Spark or like build a computer with the RTX 6000 or whatever in it. Did they create two separate bugs files or all in one? Did you delete the other lines that were in there or make a new file? Limitations. Bleeding Edge does not support some programs. Okay, that's good to know. ARM-based binaries and things just haven't caught up yet with the x86 options. Okay. I won't get the Spark. I'm talking about the people voting. What made you switch from Cursor to Claude, says Nostalgia Games? So I started on Cursor. August 2024, started on Cursor. That's when I started this YouTube channel because I was so blown away by Cursor. And then that winter, so like November 2024, Cursor just got so stupid. Like all it would do was create errors for me. That's all it did, was create errors for me. November and December 2024, all it would do is create errors. Is using Sonnet 3.5 at the time. Then I switched to Windsurf. Windsurf was fantastic. And then I started getting errors just like Cursor, so many errors. And then Claude Code drops February or March 2025, right when Windsurf was starting to really piss me off. Switched to Claude Code, haven't looked back since. Been the best tool I've ever used ever since then, for almost a year now, which is like 10 years in AI terms, you know? And it's been the best since. If Cursor becomes better than Claude Code today, I'm switching to Cursor. If Cursor becomes better than Claude Code, I mean, if the Teletubbies come out with a vibe coding tool and it's better than Claude Code, I'll use the Teletubby vibe coding tool, you know? I'm not loyal to any of these companies. I'm just loyal to what's the best tool. And for 10, 11 months now, Claude Code's been the best tool. You can connect 4 Macs together, and the numbers were pretty good. Just saw a video on the Mac cluster. Yeah, if there's any AI companies watching this and want to send me 4 Mac studios, hit me up. I'll sponsor you. You can sponsor my video and send me 4 Mac studios so I can build an AI lab. I hear you, man. That's how I felt about Claude when I first started back in October. Claude was great until it kept giving me errors after errors and switched to Cursor. Haven't looked back. Okay, so you like Cursor better. Everyone has their own preferences. Listen, I'm not going to argue with anyone. I only argue with you when you come in here and say Opus is stupid all of a sudden. It's like, no, it's not. The Spark looks awesome. The Spark is sick. But apparently it has its issues. Hey, brother, does anyone ever told you have the cadence and mannerisms of Trump? I get this reply quite a bit on my videos. And then I go to people I know, and I'm like, I get all these replies on my videos saying I sound like Trump. And I'm like, do I sound like Trump? And they all go, no, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, he's a New Yorker, and I was born in New York and lived in New York for a while. So maybe that's it. He's got a New York accent. What frameworks do you recommend, GSD or Ralph Wiggum's? I put out a video on Ralph Wiggum's a few days ago. Ralph is great if you use it in the right situations. We got to fix Viber, man. Such cool potential. A future tools.io vibe. Let's fix it. We'll fix on Friday. Should we fix it on Friday, DB Tech? We got distracted today. People came in and said Claude sucked, and I got distracted. We'll fix Viber on Friday. Does that work? How do you feel about anti-gravity at the moment? It's a really cool concept. The execution isn't there yet. Really cool concept. But the execution isn't there yet. I'm from New York and you don't give me Trump vibes. I get that. I get the reply a lot that I sound like him. Do I? I don't think I sound like him. Try to use Gemini 3 Pro and Claude Code. It gives better results than anti-gravity does with Gemini 3. I'm sure. I mean, Claude Code's the best vibe coding harness in the game. Cursor or Claude Code for building mobile apps? I think Claude Code's perfect for building mobile apps. I think Cursor, they did ship just recently the ability to like preview mobile apps in Cursor, which is cool, but that's not my workflow. My workflow is Claude Code, and you open up Xcode, and then you run the simulator in Xcode, and you can look at your, your app there. I have a whole workflow video. If you want to build an iOS app, I have a whole workflow video in my channel from like 3 weeks ago or something. It's the facial expressions, the exaggerations too. No hate, bro. Love the vids. Just subscribe. Well, thanks for subscribing. It's the facial expressions, the exaggerations too. You got to exaggerate. You got to keep entertaining. What if I sat here and I didn't exaggerate at all? These videos would stink. Showbiz, baby. When do you think Claude Code gets dethroned? I mean, that's obviously impossible for me to say. But I will say this, and I truly believe this. Claude Code has been the best since it came out in March of 2025. So that's what, 9 or 10 months? 10 months. For 10 months, it has been the best vibe coding tool. And then you go even further back than that, Sonnet 3.5 has been the best coding model since that came out a year and a half ago. Sonnet 3.5 has been the best coding model. And then all the, obviously, follow-ups have been the best coding model since it came out a year and a half ago. So in AI terms, a year in AI terms is like a decade in regular terms, right? So it's just like, imagine a company having like a decade being on top. That's a huge amount of time. And so all I'll say is like, if I had to place a bet on an AI company, it would have to be Anthropic, just because they've figured out how to maintain a lead for a year now. That's a tremendous amount of time. That's a tremendous amount of time. So I wouldn't bet on them getting dethroned. Right? Since Claude Code came out, we've seen 10 versions of Codex, 10 versions of Google, platforms, 10 versions of Cursor, and none of them for even a millisecond have been able to dethrone Claude. For not even a millisecond. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I like using Gemini and Claude with the free preview still running. Yeah, get your free tokens. Nothing wrong with that. Guess I'll switch to Claude Code since I've never used it, but Cursor is so creative. Listen, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying based on my experience, Claude Code's the best. I don't think there's any thing that can go wrong from you testing it, right? Maybe you just test Claude Code. Pay $20, test it. If you like it, stick with it. If you don't, stick to Cursor. Everyone has their preference. Just my preference has strongly been Claude Code for a year now. I'd say Lovable is best for apps. Lovable's price structure is garbage. I've been saying that forever. I don't think the Lovables of the world can win. I don't think economically it makes any sense. I think it's like the people who say, oh, I win at sports gambling. Like, you might be winning right now, but over a long enough time period, there's no way you can keep winning because the economics don't make sense for Lovable. They're taking already a poor economic model of AI tokens, which are too expensive right now, and layering on their own margin on top. You can't do that for a long time period. Everyone who uses Lovable and these other similar tools always complain about the pricing. Replit, they always complain about the pricing eventually because the pricing just doesn't make sense. And so the only way you can win is if you do what Claude's doing, which is you own the model and you subsidize the tokens. That's the only way you can potentially win. Agree, but don't you think the compute of OpenAI will overtake at some point? Well, if it's purely a compute game, then XAI is going to win. If it's purely a compute game, no one has more compute than Grok, but it's clearly not a purely compute game. If it was like OpenAI has had more compute than Anthropic this entire time, but Anthropic's had a better coding model. So the game is clearly not just compute. If the game was just compute and that's it, Grok should be winning. But I'd argue Grok is not top 3 or even top 4 models right now. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Elon Musk fan. Huge Elon Musk fan. But at this moment in time, January 14th, 2026, the fact that Grok's number 1 proves it's not a compute game. Are you using max times 20? Yes, I'm on the $200 monthly plan. I have a couple of the $200 monthly plans. If Claude Code gets beaten, I think it will be XAI just because the pace at which they iterate and catch up. I think they were there for a while, XAI, with the iteration and speed. But when's the last time Grok has released an update? It's been like 5 months now. I feel like we've gotten multiple Claude updates, multiple Chat GPT updates since the last Grok update, right? What's Kalshi saying? What's Kalshi saying for the next I bet that we were going to get Grok 4.2 by the end of the month. That's tanking. That might be my first lost bet. That might be my first lost bet ever. I might lose all my money on Kalshi because of this bet. I bet they were going to get Grok 4.2 by the end of the month. It's tanking. I got it at like 80%. It's down to 60%. We're tanking here. They haven't released an update in like 5 months now. How can we say XAI is the highest pace of iteration? We haven't got an update in like 5 months, and we're saying we're not even going to get an update this month. I'm going to lose money on this. Elon, if you're watching, I'm losing money on this. Release an update so I can get my money back, Elon. Also, give my Cybertruck actually smart summon, please. When am I going to get actually smart summon on my Cybertruck, Elon? Claude Code's a money printing machine. My guess would be they're losing money. My guess would be they're losing money on it, on Claude Code. I wonder what they think about Claude Code at Google and OpenAI. My guess would be more. This is a pure guess. This is not based on any information at all. My guess would be this is pure guess, speculation. I would guess a majority of the developers at Google and OpenAI and XAI use Claude Code. That'd be my guess. Pure speculation. But I think it would be stupid if they're not. I think it would be a mistake on OpenAI, Google, and XAI's part if a majority of their developers weren't using Claude Code. I think it'd be a mistake. Because I think it is clear as day that Claude Code's the best vibe coding tool. And so if you want to catch up, you have to be using the best tool to code it. And I mean, should you be dog fooding your own tools? Of course you should. Of course you should. But at the end of the day, this is about velocity and speed, baby. This is about velocity and speed. You have to use a tool that's going to get you there the fastest. And right now, Claude Code's the fastest. So you should be using Claude Code to build your other vibe coding tools. Nobody's talking about the first time searching machines. When Google came, everything was over. Could this happen to Claude Code? Of course it could. Times have changed, though. Once I started using Claude Code, I started making money, real money. There you go. Put it on Claude's website. Put that quote on. I had hot wings 4 days ago, and I can't stop coughing. I love Claude Code and Anthropic. However, OpenAI and Gemini give way more compute, so they subsidize their plans just as much, if not more. Okay, but I don't care about compute. I care about what's going to write me the best code. And Claude Code with Opus 4.5 writes me the best code. What if X buys out Claude Code? It's too late. Too expensive. That ship has sailed. I mean, they could have done it. They could have done it before. I mean, anyone could have bought Anthropic, or Apple could have bought OpenAI for pennies on the dollar a few years ago. And then the whole conversation would be different around in AI, right? Now the conversation is Apple sucks and it can't do anything. Apple could have easily bought OpenAI 3 to 4 years ago. Easily. Spent pennies in the dollar. They could have done it and they didn't. They could have. Imagine a world where Apple buys OpenAI 3 to 4 years ago. I mean, they could have bought it right after ChatGPT came out. They could have bought it. Didn't Microsoft invest at like a $2 billion valuation or something? Apple has like 100 billion on the books. They could have bought it and like their accountant wouldn't even notice the money's gone. Think about what the world would be like if they did that, though. That'd be a very different world. No, 4.1 is fairly recent, 4.2 in the coming weeks, then 5 this quarter. We getting 4.2 this month? Because I put $800. We're getting 4.2 this month. That's what you get for betting on Grok. Should have put your money on them not having to answer for undress. I don't know. It's a tough one. You diss gambling and then bet on Kalshi. Yeah, I mean, a few things. Do as I say, not as I do. Second of all, once every 3 months, I place a bet on the tech space. Okay? Once every 3 months, I place a bet, and I'm 100%. You want to see my bets? How do I see my bets? Here we go. History. Well, I bet. You want to see my gambling history? Prickett 213. Here's my entire gambling history. I bet Apple released a new VR headset last year. I bet Gemini 3.0 came out by the end of the year, and I bet Claude 5 did not come out by the end of the year. There's my gambling history. And then people go and they bet on sports every second of the day. Oh, you can't even see. Let me do this. There you go. There's my entire gambling history. Here's my entire history of gambling. Anthropic is for sure losing money on it. They got Sugar Daddy Google behind them, though. They'll be fine. All these companies got everyone invested behind them. Didn't someone at Google just recently say Claude Code build something in a week? They took, yeah, someone at Google tweeted that. I can't believe they tweeted that. Someone at Google tweeted Claude Code built like an agent harness in a day in something that took Google to build a year. Someone tweeted that. I can't believe they tweeted that. That was crazy. OpenAI is playing catch up. Google has like 2 billion investment in Anthropic, so they probably aren't happy. I like ChatGPT. I think 5.2 thinking is a fantastic model. I just don't think it's good at coding. I think when it comes to coding, Anthropic is the winner, and it's not even close. I think when it comes to everything else, ChatGPT leads in a lot of ways. But coding is such a critical use case, you know? By the way, how are you feeling about the move by Tesla to make full self-driving subscriptions only? I don't care. I own a Tesla. I own a lot of Tesla shares. I subscribe. I didn't buy. I didn't pay the $8,000. I paid $99 a month. Only because it's like I don't know how long. Like for it to pay off, you need to have your Tesla for 8 years. And while I do think my Cybertruck will last 8 years, part of me thinks I might want to upgrade maybe in 6 years. Maybe I upgrade in 6 years. Then I lose money. And you don't know for a fact if you'll be able to transfer or not. My guess would be you're not going to be able to transfer FSD anymore. So I just subscribe. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, I think they probably $8,000 was probably like their like Kickstarter, right? They're like, you know, the feature's not complete. It's broken in a lot of ways. If you front us $8,000, you get it for life, right? For supporting us early. But now the feature full self-driving is amazing. Now it's like pretty much flawless. So the Kickstarter phase is over. So now you just pay them for it. You know what I'm saying? Why do they call it vibe coding? Because the idea is that you sit there and you vibe and you type things in, you don't look at the code and you hit enter and you're just vibing out. I think it's cringe. I say it all the time because that's just the branding we as a tech community have settled on. So I'm going to go along with it, but I do not like it. I wish it was something else, but we're stuck with it. So it is what it is. Anthropic blocked their Claude Code access to employees at XAI. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, they also blocked it at Open. They blocked it at OpenAI as well. They did that like last year. They blocked it at OpenAI. I mean, I understand that less than I understand them blocking the subscription and open code. The open code thing, I understand 100%. Blocking the other companies, I get it. Right? Where it's like, it's the art of war. We're in an AI war where it's like the ultimate race. Do you really want your competitors using your tools to make their own tool better? You lose money by them making their own tools better. So from like an art of war perspective, I get it. From like an ethical perspective, do I get it? I think ethically it's kind of questionable. But from an art of war perspective, I get it. And if I'm going to be honest, like if you reverse it and say Grok is by far the best coder and everyone else is playing catch up and all the other companies are using Grok, you don't think Elon blocks Anthropic or OpenAI from using their tool? If Grok was by far the best and you knew the other companies were using your tool to catch up to you, you don't think Elon blocks them? Elon 100% blocks them. 100%. So it doesn't move the needle for me. I'm not pissed at Anthropic for doing it. I could see why people would be pissed, but I'm not pissed. But I get it. I get the anger more than I get the anger over the open code thing. You know what I'm saying? It's art of war, baby. Trillions of dollars are on the line here. Trillions of dollars are on the line. You're trying to win. I mean, if you're at war, like let's think about it from a literal perspective. Say we're at war with a made-up country. We'll call it the cookie country. Say America's at war with the cookie country. And you found out the cookie country was backdooring a bunch of American weapons and using it against us. You'd probably figure out where our weapons were leaking to the cookie country and cut it off, no? I think everyone would understand that. So why is this any different? Art of war. Claude Code is too big for X right now. X2J, thanks for joining the club, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. That support means a lot. Thank you, X2J. Thank you, X2J. If XAI buys out Claude Code, I just think they drive it into the ground. It's not their access to computer money. It's their decisions that make Grok lackluster. I think that's a fair point. I mean, one mistake they've made is taking, and they might have fixed this recently, but it's a big reason why like I used Grok less, is like they trained the model on like tweets. And so many people tweet stupid things. And it's like, why are we taking stupid people's tweets and putting it into an AI model? Just join. Love your content, ideas, and foresight. Thanks, X2J. I appreciate that. That means a lot, man. Thank you. Welcome to the #1 vibe coding community in the world, the FinFam. It's good to have you here, X2J. Settle in. Pop open your laptop. Start building something cool. Build with us. Build us something cool, man. Good to have you here. As a new vibe coder, I was excited to jump into Claude Code, only to find all the drama going on the last few days of API changes and poor quality responses. Which product do you think is the most stable? I think Claude Code's the most stable. As we covered for most of this live stream, Logan, I don't get the people saying that Claude Code's not stable. We literally proved it wrong. We literally proved it wrong on this live stream that it's perfectly stable. Do you only use Claude Code in terminal or desktop? Cursor. I use Claude Code in the terminal, in the Ghosty terminal. My last video I put out, I think it was yesterday, covers that entire workflow beginning to end. But Alex, you are 100% now in the long run, as you said. It probably won't be that way. Maybe. I mean, it's impossible to say. I've been in IT for 30 plus years. I've never had so much fun making money. Yeah. I mean, I studied computer science and then was a developer and was in tech for a long time. I've been in tech for 17 years now. This is the best it's ever been. This is the most fun it's ever been, the most enjoyable it's ever been, the most opportunity there's ever been. This is the best time ever to be in tech, ever. It's incredible. Incredible. I mean, I just knew when I used Cursor for the first time a year and a half ago, I'm like, okay, I'm starting a YouTube. I'm going to tweet about this. This is the greatest thing ever. Everyone has to know about this. I started just pumping out content because I loved it so much. Google will lead the market. They have the audience compute and a massive dev team. It will be the best product. Time will tell. So why isn't the best product yet? Why has Google been behind for so long? Alex, how's the wrap looking on the Cybertruck? Seen your post. We're still in service. So I brought the Cybertruck in 2 days ago to get it wrapped. For those curious, I'm getting it wrapped in was it satin black? Is that satin black. Brought in 2 days ago. It was supposed to be done by this Friday, but they just postponed until next Tuesday. They did lend me a Model S Plaid though, so that's sick. They gave me a loaner. They gave me the Model S Plaid. Tesla is a great company. For anyone who ever gets a Tesla, such a great company. They treat you really well. You go in for service. They're like, hey, whatever car you want, it's yours. The guys working at the service shop, they chatted up with you. Great company, great customer service. Will you invest all your money into Anthropic when they go public? Not all of it, but a lot. When OpenAI goes public, when Anthropic goes public, I'll be putting as much money as I can into both of them. I'm a believer in both OpenAI and Anthropic. Thoughts that today's chat is an example of overthinking all these models. We know Claude Code works, does everything you need. So why run in circles to figure out? Yeah, I agree. I'm all about simplicity. Claude Code's the best. Just use Claude Code. Did Google search Cookie Country is the first world or level in the Nintendo games Kirby's Return to Dreamland? Maybe I got Nintendo in the back of my mind. Can I assume I can use Claude Code to help build out my Shopify store and implement my marketing? I am so overwhelmed with my Shopify store marketing. That's a great use case for Claude Co-worker. The new Co-work they just released. Great use case for Claude Co-work. If Grok 4.2 comes out anytime this week or next, I'll be convinced XAI monitors the live streams. Listen, if XAI monitors the live streams, then they would not be making it so my bet hits. They would be delaying it so I lose my money. If they watch the live stream, they're not F this guy. We're going to delay the model by. Here's, you want to know if XAI watches the live stream? If the model drops February 1st. If 4.2 comes out February 1st, then they watch the live stream. Because that means they're trying to screw me. Oh, man. I've been trying to learn how to code for 10 plus years and just couldn't get into it. Now AI makes you want to learn coding more than ever. It's so much fun. It's so much fun, man. It's so much fun. Hi, Alex. Another great stream. Looking forward to seeing the next Viber stream. Hoping I can get my first app ready for then. Would you consider doing a live review at the top vote app that week? 100%, Simon. I think we'll make that a permanent part of the stream. Once Viber is fully set to go and like out of beta and fully launched, we'll review all the top apps every live stream. We'll do that. So 100%, Simon. Get your app done. We'll get it on the Viber. We'll work on it, let's say Wednesday. We'll work on it Friday. We'll be back Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific. We'll finalize Viber. You'll get your apps on it. Then we'll review all your guys' apps. Didn't you say like 10 minutes in that if Codex one say you would switch? What do you mean? What's the mixed messaging? Yeah, if Codex won today, I would switch, but they didn't win. Claude Code won. So what's the mixed messaging? I'm looking at the poll right now. Claude Code 65%. Anti-gravity 14%, Codex 11%, Cursor CLI 9%. If Codex won, I would have switched. But they didn't win. Claude Code won. So I don't know what the mixed messaging is. Took my boys for a test in Cybertruck while wife shopped at daughters. They were begging me for me to get it once I figured out how to turn it on. Yo, the Cybertruck is the most fun car in the world to drive ever. It is the most fun car to drive. It is impossible to drive the Cybertruck without smiling the entire time. Can we summarize so far the outcome between the models? Yeah, we'll summarize it. We tested Claude Code versus Cursor CLI versus Anti-Gravity versus Codex 5.2 extra high C++. And the winner was Claude Code. Claude Code was excellent. The biggest bust was Codex. Close second was probably Cursor CLI and then Anti-Gravity. And Codex could not figure it out. It was nonstop bugs. Like he admitted he would switch. Like Ho, he was clear about that part. I remember that. I don't know who you're calling a hoe, but I kind of like that you're calling people hoe in here. I don't know who in this chat you're calling a hoe, but the fact that you're just slinging hoe like it's nobody's business makes me like you even more, William Crandall. It's been a while since I've seen people just sling around hoe like it's nothing. All right, we went 15 minutes over. I love and appreciate you all. Make sure to leave a like if you haven't yet. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't yet. Brand new video on Claude Co-work. Claude Co-work, new video dropping probably tomorrow morning, first thing. Turn on notifications for that. Turn it on. You want to support the channel? Best way to support the channel for free. The moment I drop a new video, you hit the notification, you leave a like on that video, and you watch it to the end. If you do that, you're my best friend. We're now the #1 vibe coding channel on YouTube, the #1 vibe coding live stream in the world, the #1 vibe coding X. So thank you all for doing that. If you want to join the Vibe Coding Academy, link down below. Full Claude Code Masterclass, community, weekly calls, all of that. Vibe Coding Academy. There's now 140 people in the Vibe Coding Academy, which is crazy. We blew up the last few days. It's amazing. Link for that down below. Other than that, thanks for watching. Even if you choose not to support me and you choose not to subscribe or join or do anything, thanks for watching. It means a lot. You'd be one of the 130 people that when you're watching. That means a lot. So thank you. Thanks for making this the most fun piece of content to make in the world too. I make $0 on these live streams. I do this. This is just fun. Doesn't grow my channel at all. Just fun to do the live streams. Fun chatting with you guys. So appreciate it. Happy vibe coding all. Happy vibe coding everybody. Enjoy. Build something today. Experiment. Get uncomfortable. You'll enjoy it. See you guys. Simon, appreciate you, Simon. I will see you Friday, 11 a.m. Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Same time as always. Plyfa, Cruiser, Ariel, Chris, Sistock. Appreciate y'all. See you guys next time. Love y'all. Seriously. Thank you so much. Love you all. Appreciate it.